Yeah. Yeah. Open your sunroof.
Open your sunroof, man. He's laughing. On the slab. Oh, I start the slab. All right, I slam. All right. So, welcome to Sacramento Soccer Talk, episode 3. Yeah, episode
Okay,
3
yeah.
because that's how much we posted online now.
It's called video editing.
Yes,
Yes.
yes, one of our videos.
That's how they made the trilogy, Lord of the Rings.
Really?
Yeah, they did.
This is
one one seamless effort
really
over the course of
how many?
4 or 5 years.
Good.
And then the editing, they decided, because the book is only one book.
The book is only one book. You know, the book came out three times. There were 3 books that became one.
Yeah, that's fine. But
And it was edited
but
many
the one
times.
that I have in my house is one book.
It is one book.
One book. But if you look at the reason why I think I can substantiate, excuse me, my argument here.
Is it because you don't know what you're talking about?
No, because The Hobbit is this one tiny book.
They made it 3
They made it like 3 or 5.
2 of which were massively horror. I was watching the original one, the musical where they were cleaning dishes. I've never seen anybody so happy to clean dishes.
Wait a minute, that's a great idea. We should have a musical.
No, I don't want to do a musical.
But the talking.
It would suck as much as The Hobbit sucked.
The talking dragon was shit. It killed my perception of dragons.
Really?
I
I think that was actually the best part of the book.
the talking
Or
dragon.
the Talking Dragon was the best part of the
Frickin'
movie.
At least have a Transylvanian accent or something.
But dude, I think the part that killed me was when they planned to destroy the dragon by using the melted gold, and the plan did not even work.
Yeah.
Because the plan was actually really stupid.
Yeah.
That movie was stupid. I decided not to watch the last one. I didn't even know why we're talking
By the
about
way, I
this.
haven't watched any of them. I just saw some clips here and there. I just this is.
Talking about Lord of the Rings. What do you think about the CONCACAF? What do you think?
Excellent segue.
Thank you,
Yeah.
thank you. What do you think about the CONCACAF competition? It's the Panama team beat the United States,
And deservedly so.
Deservedly
They
so.
were the better team. They should have. I think they should have beaten Mexico. They should be in the finals. They should be facing.
There's a lot of discussion about how poor the refereeing has been in this competition.
Yeah.
I think even the organization, the CONCACAF, had to admit to it today. They released an article saying that we're sorry about how bad the officiating has been, something along those lines. And you have to ask, does Mexico deserve to be in the finals? I'm not so sure.
I think it should be ideally it should have been a Panama Jamaica final.
Yeah.
But you meant I didn't see the article, but it's good that they're coming out and saying referees were shit.
The funny thing about it is I was watching the Mexico versus Jamaica game. I was watching it at Paisanos. And it was crazy because that game ended 4-4, right? I can't imagine how tomorrow's game is going to be. But that game ended 4-4, and it was like one of the most interesting games in the competition. Jamaica came to win. And Mexico, they did their best. The goal one of the players scored by just shooting the ball past everyone into the net. Great goal. But a few minutes later, Jamaica scores, and it's 4-4. And the crowd was being disruptive. They're throwing bottles down, they're throwing stuff, and nobody's paying attention. It was really disrespectful from the fans at the game. But we're having a replay of that game, and I'm excited to see how well that game is going to pan out.
I think it'll be good. I think Mexico should be feeling like, okay, we got lucky. might as well take advantage of this because I think there's a Confed Cup spot at stake, right?
Yes, yeah.
So the winner will get that. I think Jamaica. I would love for them to win. I'm supporting them. I'm rooting for them.
Okay.
Because I think they've played very exciting football, especially against the U.S. in the semis.
Yes.
And I would love to see that. I would love to see the Reggae Boys.
They deserve it. I think they do. I think they deserve it.
I mean, for small country, wonderful people. Get a win here.
I think one of the things that is really fascinating is how small the gaps between big countries and small countries have been. Soccer is no longer a game where you go in and you think, USA versus Jamaica, oh my God, USA is going to win. Yep. At the start of the Gold Cup...
the U.S., most of the people in the U.S. think that.
Yeah, that is true.
Most of the people in the U.S. think that any sport is... we are from the U.S. too. I'm just saying.
Well,
we are... shall I say?
Naturalized citizens, yeah.
So naturally,
yes.
we have some more... a different perspective on things.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah. So
I don't know where you're going to go with that. What is your point?
The point is, there was a time a few years ago, as someone mentioned to me, USA made it to the semifinals of the World Cup.
Yes.
In 1930 something.
Yes.
And but they're like what, 6 teams there?
There was only that, yeah. I think they got invited to the World Cup in that year.
And incidentally, I've got to give a little bit of a shout out to my country of origin, India. Because I think there was one World Cup where we were qualified to go to, but we were disqualified.
Because you guys didn't have shoes?
Because they refused to let us play barefoot.
That's fascinating.
That's discrimination at its highest.
I'll tell you this. I'll tell you this story. One of the myths that we have growing up, right, was that the Indian team made it to the World Cup, but the Indian people have a lot of people who do magic and spiritual stuff, and they said during the games the Indians be doing the spiritual stuff, and once they shoot the ball, the person who's waiting in the post thinks the ball is an elephant. And he just jumps away, and the ball goes in, and India won 100-0, but I couldn't find any record of that game.
No, that was
a myth.
That was a... Yeah, we don't talk about that game.
All right, let's go back. We've digressed. Alexi Lalas came out after the game, right? And he was talking about...
He's officially agreed he's gay.
Alexi Lalas?
So he came out, right?
No, that's not what I meant. I mean, he came out with his opinion after the game. We're not talking about whether he's in or out of the closet. We don't know. It doesn't matter. I don't know why you bring that up. Why do you bring that up?
So long as it's not my closet, I'm cool.
Okay. Your closet. God. Oh, man. I don't even know what to say anymore, Deepak. I don't know what to say.
Anyway.
Find that box.
What?
Find that box.
Find
that box. Crush it.
Right.
Anyways.
Sorry, go ahead.
So Alexi Lalas came out a few hours ago, and after the USA-Panama game. The Jamaica-USA game, and he was saying that Klinsmann had to be fired. I don't think we're at that point yet. One of the arguments he had was that the prior coach was fired as a result of losing the Gold Cup. A valid point if you want consistency. But for what Klinsmann has done so far for the USA team, I don't think now is the point to get rid of him. USA has moved progressively under Klinsmann. What do you think?
So Bob Bradley, I don't recall the entire situation of his firing, or his termination, if you will, because I think he did good at the World Cup.
Mm-hmm.
Gold Cup, yeah. Okay, and they decided they wanted to change. I don't know if it's because of his performance. I think they made good progress. They went out of the group stages. They got to the quarters or something.
Yeah, I think the argument at that point was USA was stagnating. They've reached the highest point they could reach. I think
change is good. I don't think it's. I mean, positive change is good, and Klinsmann was a positive change. And I also think Bob Bradley that contract was terminated, and we probably have to do some fact checks here because I think Klinsmann was already lined up. for that job. Like I think it was a fairly quick
transition. Yeah.
And who wouldn't? I mean, the guy who took Germany to the World Cup finals.
I know. And
then he's like, "Hey, I'm sitting here in California."
I was reading an article the other day that I'll find out the name.
Yeah.
But Klinsmann was actually playing in Florida, in a league in America under an assumed name. I did not know this. They said he just got tired of sitting at home and he just like, all right, I just.
I think it was about 10, 12 years ago. One of my friends in the Bay Area, he mentioned that he knew people who played with Klinsmann in some beer league or whatever it is.
Yeah.
He'd come in, show up, score 18 goals.
I thought that was so crazy. And he didn't use his real name. He just used his assumed name, and the coach formed it for him based on where he grew up. And
but who would know him? Most Americans, at least, I would say 10, 12 years ago, they didn't know.
I think that is the... And they said it's one of the reasons why he moved to America, because he wanted to come to a place where people would not recognize him.
Yeah.
And same thing with Thierry Henry. They said Thierry Henry would go on a train in New York to go to the game, and people wouldn't recognize him. Every once in a while, he would get people who recognized him. Yeah. But it wasn't like just go in and everybody just goes Thierry Henry, like how it was in London.
Exactly, yeah.
It's interesting.
But Lalas. So, Lalas, I wouldn't mind having him be the U.S. coach. To see how the hell he'll do this. Because he thinks he knows everything. And he's the best. He has all the solutions.
Yeah.
Fine, Lalas, be the freaking coach. Show us what you can do.
I think Lalas is the worst. Opinion. I think Lalas is the worst. You have seen his guys sit down as a pundit. I've wondered how he got the job so many times. You're the World Cup, and he doesn't actually care about the two teams playing. If the USA is playing, it's an automatic win for the USA. I have never seen anyone he just gives some unintelligent responses to every team.
He likes to be heard.
Yeah. Heard is a ridiculous way of putting it. He's just speaking bullshit from his tongue. What a twat.
Yep.
Oh my God, what a twat.
I like seeing bullshit, Lalas.
Anyways, the tomorrow's game is going to be crazy.
See, what's the other guy's name? Eric
Ronaldo?
Yeah. I don't agree with what he says, but he makes a genuine, honest effort.
I think so. He
tries to analyze. He tries to, and he's using his own thoughts. He doesn't come off as being negative all the time.
Yeah.
Lalas is, he's a vulture. He's a freaking scavenger. Anything out there that he can pick apart for no reason, for sensationalism, he will do it. And that's exactly what it is. Should Klinsmann leave?
I want to point out that this is exactly what we're doing on this podcast.
Yes, but we don't get paid to do it.
We should start thinking about sending Lalas an email or two.
Endorsements welcome.
I do think so, man.
Yeah.
Anybody who can endorse can.
Yeah, please.
Just wave to them and let's see if they'll give us money.
Yeah, we are.
Anyways,
we struggle for equipment.
If you struggled for equipment, go, dude. This episode started with Lord of the Rings. I'm pretty sure we've made some ridiculous, erroneous comments about Lord of the Rings.
We said to our recollection, we didn't. It's not like Lalas would say Klinsmann should be fired, and then he goes out and says America's asking. America didn't ask.
Oh my God! He came out. Seriously, he came out 30 minutes after the game. He walks into the show and he goes, "America's asking, should Klinsmann be fired?" And I was like, he just brought this up.
I know.
He just brought this up like
but technically, in a court of law, I think someone could argue that he is American, and he did ask the question on a show. So
fair enough. Fair enough.
So it's a thin line.
He is a public figure. We have a right to.
I would love, I don't know. He was shit as a defender too.
I can't speak to that.
Yeah, I mean.
Was it not USA 94?
Yeah, he played in 94. Yeah.
I remember Alexi Lalas.
Yeah, big hair, beard.
I know. He's changed. Well, he's not really changed.
Well, he didn't talk then. At least we didn't hear him talk.
Because maybe he was being censored.
Nobody cared about what he had to say.
Oh man! But okay, so we've digressed again.
Yeah.
Let's finish up this topic. Alexi Lalas is whatever. But the game tomorrow, the finals between Mexico and Jamaica, who do you think is going to win? Jamaica. I think Jamaica is going to win too.
Okay. Well, I think that's it. You guys don't have to play.
Yes. I am looking forward to. I don't personally have a stake in the game. I would have preferred America to win the whole competition, but given the way, to me, Mexico is the villain in this competition at this point, and I think Jamaica should win it.
I don't think Mexico's a villain. I think
they're the villains. Seriously,
the referees are the ones who are villains. The Mexico.
The penalty.
Mexico.
The penalty against Panama. That was not a penalty.
It was not.
I guess you have a point. It was the referee who called it.
And the Mexicans, they really are underperforming.
But there were also the guys who were screaming against, what's the name of the Bayern Munich player? Dutch player too.
What do you do?
I remember the game. The guy who was diving during the Mexico game in the World Cup.
Oh, Van Persie? No. Bayern Munich.
We'll figure his name out. I know his name. It just doesn't ring a bell right now. But the guy who was diving in the World Cup and, in the Mexico versus the Holland game, and they were all over him, all over the web. You've seen pictures of him diving into stuff, and all of a sudden they did the same thing to get the win. I'm saying
they didn't dive. Mexico
well, he didn't.
Well, they always dive.
I don't know. It's technically not a dive.
But here's what I heard earlier today. I read about this.
Okay.
Maradona came out and said that they should replay the Panama-Mexico game because of that erroneous call of a handball.
Of all the people in the world.
And people are flaming him right now. Let's replay the 86.
I know. Of all the people in the world, Maradona should not be talking. He should not. Wow. Fascinating. That should be in the article. People say the darndest things.
Yes. And I do think Maradona is definitely up. He's in my top 5 all-time best player.
I think.